my colleague who's joining us from Srinagar to tell us the very latest as far as what's happening in Srinagar. There's also the Pulwama link that has been established firmly by the agencies. Nazir, you are in fact standing outside the residence of Dr. Umar. He's believed to be the suicide bomber. That's what the preliminary or the initial investigation reports seem to indicate right now. You've been speaking to the family members there. What is it that you're picking up?
Well, I'm outside the home of suspected suicide bomber, Dr. Umar. And there's sense of disbelief. Only one woman, his sister-in-law, is in the home. It is his mother, Dr. Umar's mother, his two brothers. They all have been arrested by the police yesterday for questioning. They are being right now questioned. And also there's another link. Look at this picture. Amir, who was earlier seen as Tariq, standing in front of this car, which reportedly was used. So I went his home also, and he and his brother, Umar, another name Umar, they also have been detained. They have been picked up by the police yesterday. So there are two locations where police conducted raids, simultaneous raids last night. First, arrested the family of this suspected suicide bomber, Dr. Umar, and then they raided the house of Amir and Umar. Amir is a plumber, Umar is an electrician. Both have been detained for question and their role. But in both the places, for example, Amir's mother and his relatives say he has never been outside Jammu and Kashmir. And the car and the picture is his picture, but they say it could be AI generated, but it's not his. But police are investigating, and here the biggest shocker is the suspected suicide bomber. Remember, in 2019, February 2019 suicide attack, the suicide attacker Adeel Ahmad had come from the same area, Pulwama, when he blew a car. He was driving a car, he blew that car, became a suicide bomber and killed 40 CRPF personnel. And now there's another suspected suicide bomber, and most surprisingly, a doctor. Dr. Umar Mohammad, and his home here. But his family say, I spoke to his sister-in-law, there is a sense of disbelief. They say he was a bright student and he was in the medical college, he was a doctor, 33-year-old, and then suddenly he is turning a suicide bomber. Who has and how he became so radicalized, and if it is correct, he is the suicide bomber, because so far preliminary information says he is the suicide bomber. So then it is really a worrying trend, because in 2019 it was in the same area when we saw Adeel Ahmad Dar became a suicide bomber, killed 40 CRPF personnel, and that led to strike on Pakistan. And now we see this Dr. Umar Mohammad here at his home. Many people, if you can see, many people have actually come here. They are near the household. There's a sense of disbelief what exactly is happening. People are watching here, because there's a lot of media presence here, seeing a doctor turning a suicide bomber, suspected suicide bomber. So here in Pulwama, which was once a hotbed of militancy, but over the last several years it had become peaceful area. But now we see whether he was acting on his own, even as large number of people, including 2 doctors, rather 3, have already been arrested by Jammu and Kashmir police and the Haryana police in connection with the explosives which was found in Faridabad, 2,900 kilos. Imagine. And this also, it is also believed that in Delhi blast also ammonium nitrate may have been used as well. And if it is correct that the suicide bomber is Dr. Umar, this is really a very, very serious challenge. Number one, when people in Kashmir were listening, doctors have turned like this. Oh, they are doctors, they are seen as saviors. But
this is what many are saying, that you have these deadly doctors of doom, threat. So to say.
Yeah, that's exactly doctors of this horror and terror when they become suicide bombers. But here, as you can see here, the family here inside living in this one-story house here in Koil in Pulwama, where we see lots of people. Last night, police conducted raids here in this house and several other places. Large number of people have been picked up for questioning. Yesterday, already police had arrested 7 people, including 2 doctors and an imam in connection with this terror plot. But then after the blast in a Red Fort in Delhi, now these raids, pinpoint raids, are being conducted by police. One is Dr. Amir and this Umar. As I have shown you the pictures of these 2 brothers. This is Amir and Umar, 2 brothers who have been, one electrician and other the plumber. And let me show you, this is the picture which actually first thing was shown. And mother, I spoke to the mother of this Amir, who was first initially passed off as Tariq, who is in front of this car. She said, yes, he is her son, but he has never been outside Kashmir. So, but that could be the logistic sport, whatever the involvement. But the real threat and real worry for everyone here is, how could a doctor turn as a suicide bomber?
Absolutely.
What motivated him? How he got radicalized? Because if that, initial report is correct that he is the suspect suicide bomber, and only DNA, other evidences will prove that. But the fact is, at the outset, what is known here, that there's sense of belief in the whole village. There's complete sense of disbelief in the whole village, and a complete shock and disbelief in the family, where they can't believe that a bright doctor who was in Medical College Srinagar, 33-year-old, could become a suicide bomber. I asked them, when did they know? They said they only came to know through media, and only police told them. When a police party raided their house, they detained mother of Dr. Umar, Dr. Umar Mohammad. They detained 2 brothers of Dr. Umar, and they were said they have been blasted, their brother is involved, and they have been taken for questioning to Srinagar. And police is thoroughly investigating. Remember, somehow, because it is believed that the attack may have happened, suicide attack, in panic, because when police actually cracked this whole case of explosive, the major terror plot, by recovering 2,900 kilos of explosives, rifles, detonators, timers, etc. So, and 3 doctors were, already arrested. The larger plot was being exposed, and it all started with the beat policing, when some posters were pasted in Srinagar's Naugam area, where the shopkeepers are being asked not to give supplies to the central agencies. So local police thana, they investigated the case, and after investigating the case, they could see a larger conspiracy, a larger terror plot, and finally they could arrest these people. But everything later changed in the evening, when there was a blast in Delhi, car blast, and we are now finding that it was a suspect suicide attacker, Dr. Umar, suspected suicide at Dr. Umar, and we are right in front of his house, and there's sense of disbelief and shock in the whole village. How could a doctor turn as a suicide bomber?
Indeed, that's the shock and disbelief that the nation, in fact, is feeling right now, that you have these multiple suspects, all of them, in fact, being highly educated, but at the same time being highly radicalized as well. Nazir,